we thought organizationally it was important that we show our support to our brothers and sisters at the Duquesne football program and university as they deal with their very difficult loss of a team member. We also just thought it was appropriate as members of this community that we make some statement in support of them, as I'm sure others have and will continue to do as they work through what is a difficult time. Our sympathies go out to them, and we pray for them as they move forward.
And as Coach said, our thoughts and prayers go out to the Duquesne football community and to the family and friends of the player who lost his life, Marquise Brown. It, of course, is Tomlin Tuesday here on Steelers Live, so let's go ahead and take a look at the injuries that Coach mentioned during his press conference just a few hours ago here at the UPMC Rooney Sports Complex. Letting practice be our guide as always. Practice ramps up on Wednesday, and 2 in-game injuries to look at. LJ Fort with an ankle injury, and first-round draft pick Terrell Edmonds is dealing with a calf injury. The 3 guys on the right hand of your screen did not play on Sunday against the Falcons: Darius Hayward, Bay, Vince Williams, and Morgan Burnett. Coach said in some form or fashion they will be returning to practice. The good news is every one of them was able to do a little bit of running last week, which is a step in the right direction. So, of course, we will be keeping you posted here on Steelers Live as practice resumes tomorrow, like I said. But Coach was asked today during his press conference about gearing up for Week 6. It means traveling to Cincinnati, the place Paul Brown Stadium, where Ryan Shazier was injured last year. This will be the first time anybody from the team has stepped foot in that stadium, and Coach was asked about the emotions as the week begins.
No, that wasn't about football. You know, that was somebody that we cared deeply about that got injured very severely. So it wasn't about utilizing it as some motivational tactic or anything of that nature. It was a very difficult thing to get through. We had a job to do in terms of winning the game, but obviously our hearts and minds were with him.
How did you get through it is what I mean.
I don't know.
All right, and we will be monitoring that situation as we continue throughout the week. The Steelers facing the Bengals, then their bye week, and then another 2 AFC North matchups. So a big 3-game stretch for the Steelers as we continue. We're going to take a short break. When we return, quick hits from Coach Tomlin's press conference.
We realize that this is AFC North football. We realize that it's on the road. We realize the significance of all of those things, and that's why we will prepare with an edge and utilize that fuel as we go into the stadium.
And Steelers players said they felt like they had their best week of practice heading into the Falcons game. Of course, getting that win on Sunday at Heinz Field and keeping that edge in practice this week, carrying on that momentum, as Coach Tomlin was saying, will be very important as they are going to be heading into Cincinnati to take on the Bengals, who are leading the AFC North with a record of 4-1. For the Steelers defense, they know A.J. Green maybe a little too well. He's a familiar face that is very well known in terms of this rivalry. So far through 5 games this season, Green has 26 catches for 409 yards and 5 touchdowns. Steelers cornerback Joe Hayden had held Falcons wide receiver Julio Jones in check during Week 4 and is no stranger to facing Green during his time in Pittsburgh and Cleveland. So will Hayden be doing the same thing this week against Green? We'll find out in a few days. But regardless, Coach Tomlin said that Green is always a mismatch for opposing teams.
You know, they just make it tough to minimize his impact on the game in terms of knowing where he's going to be. He's not going to be on the strong side. He's not going to be on the weak side. He's not going to be on the one receiver side directionally right or left. They're going to thoughtfully move him around, and as they should. We move Antonio around in similar ways.
And the Steelers defense finally found the rhythm on Sunday against Atlanta, and it was no secret that they were successful at making Falcons quarterback Matt Ryan uncomfortable all game. Coach Tomlin saying they didn't do anything different in terms of blitzing, but it was effective and successful. The team also rotated their outside linebackers a little bit due to the heat, and coaches wanted to keep their legs fresh. Worked out rather well, though, for T.J. Watt, who finished the game with 3 of the team's 6 sacks. Watt is currently tied with his brother J.J. and the Bengals' Geno Atkins for the lead league in sacks with 6.
The stat line says it all, very. But again, he was not alone. It was a collective rush, and that's usually the case.
And the Steelers were without their defensive quarterback, Vince Williams, on Sunday due to a hamstring injury. Stepping in at inside linebacker opposite of John Bostic were L.J. Fort and Tyler Matakevich. Coach Tomlin was asked about their performances and how they handled communicating the defensive plays on the field for their teammates.
I thought they did a good job. We'll continue to work that, obviously, if the opportunity presents itself. Again, both guys are probably new to that circumstance, but not new to us. And I just thought their experience in terms of being a part of the program made it less significant than maybe it appears to be.
All right, and Coach Tomlin would rather talk about the clutch field goals that Chris Boswell has made during his tenure in Pittsburgh, including this one in Cincinnati last year to win it, than maybe the recent slump that he has been going through this season. Boswell helped secure that win, as I said, but so far this year has missed 3 field goals and 3 extra points, including one on Sunday. Coach Tomlin, though, said he's not worried.
No, we got a lot of confidence in him. It's something that he has to work through, and he will. But this guy didn't forget how to kick. This guy's delivered for us a lot in the last few years, and I do not have amnesia in that regard. He's gotten me out of that stadium in Cincinnati a few times, and so I look forward to taking him to Cincinnati.
All right, and of course, during his weekly press conference, Coach Tomlin was asked if he had an update on running back Le'Veon Bell. He responded today, quote, "I do not." That is going to do it for this Tomlin, a Tuesday edition of Steelers Live. Thanks so much for joining me. We'll see you tomorrow at 4 p.m.